Hello, friends. Pastor James here. Thanks for joining us for these Holy Week reflections. Let us place ourselves in the last week of Jesus. Yesterday, we saw him triumphantly enter Jerusalem, the holy city, seated upon a colt, to the cries of the crowd. Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. The palm branches beneath him, masses around him, the echoes, "Save us!" in the air. Many wondered and hoped. Could this be the Messiah? All of this fueled the vitriol of the religious elite and fanned the fears of the Roman Empire, the anti-imperialistic and messianic claims of the palms, the ass, and cries not being lost on them. To any keen observer, surely death loomed. And no one saw this more clearly than Jesus. According to Mark's account, the next day, Jesus started by cursing a fig tree for not producing, a suitable metaphor for many of us, and indeed Jerusalem, perhaps, before re-entering that bustling holy city. Then they came to Jerusalem, and he entered the temple and began to drive out those who were selling and those who were buying in the temple. And he overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold doves. And he would not allow anyone to carry anything through the temple. He was teaching and saying, "Is it not written, 'My house shall be called a house of prayer for all the nations'? But you have made it a den of robbers." And when the chief priests and the scribes heard it, they kept looking for a way to kill him, for they were afraid of him because the whole crowd was spellbound by his teaching. And when evening came, Jesus and his disciples went out of the city. Now, the seemingly tempered character of Jesus is unique in this scene, where he encounters money changers and brokers in the temple area. Now, most recognize that the issue here is not the existence of money changers per se, but rather their dominant presence in a place meant for prayer. Some also argue throughout history that exorbitant fees and an overall propensity for taking advantage of travelers and pilgrims was also at play here. The temple has been made a seat of commerce and extortion, preying on the vulnerable, their restrictions making them arbiters for participation in worship. Now, friends, as a people situated in a highly capitalistic, consumer-driven context, we do well to ask ourselves, our churches and our institutions, where are we guilty of extorting others, knowingly or not? And do our actions ever limit others' access to God? If so, it's probably time to reevaluate.